One of the deaths in the film though, if you know what I'm talking about, oh, so fucking brutal. Spooky season is about to be over and I'm really sad about it, but I'm pretty spooky all year round, so I'm not that worried. It is October 31st. Happy Halloween. I'm a very last minute kind of person, hence this being my costume. You know, I got the mysterious eyes, sort of like loop get up thing situation. Oh my god, that started to singe nose hairs. So in this video it's gonna be different to my other videos, because in my other videos I usually just do reaction videos to music. That is not today's video. Finally, I'm changing it up. So today's video, in honor of spooky season, although it's ending, but like I said, celebrate being spooky all year round. Don't limit it to a month or day. I'm going to go through my top 13 underrated horror movies. I don't know, some of them might not be actually underrated. Some of them might be like, I don't know. I didn't really know what to actually call this. The title might be different to whatever I just said. These are just movies that are classified as horror that I really enjoyed, and they're also kind of recent, so from 2010 onwards sort of. Actually probably 2013 onwards. Wait, I gotta add another one. I feel like horror is a very vague genre of movies these days because there's all these different subcategories and tropes and everything. Personally, my favorite kind of horror is kind of like slasher films, like gory stuff. I like to see a bit of blood, you know? I also really like psychological horrors, although they kind of go into thrillers. I don't know, it's really hard, but I'm just gonna say horror because they're kind of spooky. These are ones that I've sort of mostly seen recently that I've gone, you know what, this is a good movie. So I'm going to tell you what they are. I also don't know if I should give much of a description or not. Alright, I'm just gonna go. Freaky. Vince Vaughn. Honestly, I find his acting quite entertaining, so that's why. Yep, this movie was honestly quite enjoyable. A little like in the tacky sense, I feel like, because it's like very obviously like millennial kind of like based and kind of that Netflix sort of vibe. Honestly, I really liked it, more so probably because it was sort of, I'm gonna say the word original. I think it was an original idea. You know, I hadn't really seen a film like this before, and I thought some of the deaths in it were very kind of creative, I guess. That's like always a big thing for me in horror films, like predictable deaths, a little bit like, oh, but then when you add something new, it's like, oh, you know? I do recommend this. It's probably something you won't watch twice. If you like a bit of horror comedy, it's a good film. Going into another horror comedy, I'm listing Vicious Fun. This film caught my eye and I watched it and it was very interesting. I really like the idea of it. I don't want to give too much away. This guy ends up in a serial killer meeting. He's just a regular dude and he's like, what the fuck am I doing here? And then they, yeah, will try to kill him, sort of thing. That's all I'm gonna say. It was quite funny and it was, yeah, really good. I recommend. This next one is a trilogy, so there's 3 movies to it, or 3 parts, however you want to say. It's on Netflix original, I believe, and it's called Fear Street. Honestly, I thought it was so good. The storyline that connects all 3 of the films, I loved it. It was just really enjoyable. And the deaths in this, I liked. It was, you know, it was fresh, fun, exciting. So yeah, I recommend watching this. Honestly, I'm not even going to give descriptions for these. You can look them up or I'll put them on the screen. I'm going to play some of the trailers because I'm bad at explaining what a movie is about. But really fun and enjoyable. Next film I'm recommending is The Haunt, or Haunt. I don't know if there's that in front of it or not. I forgot. Anyway, but I wrote it as The Haunt. I watched this recently. I saw it before watching it and I was like, I don't know, it might be a little like B grade, kind of just like but I was actually surprised. It like was actually really good. Not my favorite film or anything like that, but it was like a fun watch. I say fun like some of the deaths in it were pretty cool. I like a good death scene. I like a good kill, you know, like I like it interesting. The location is based in one of those like haunted house escape room type things. It was interesting. I liked how it was done. But yeah, so I definitely recommend Haunt. Would you watch it again? Probably not. I don't know. So moving on. So this film I have seen a couple times, and that is The Final Girls. First of all, the cast. You'll know every single person that is in this film basically. There's Nina Dobrev, Adam Devine, Taissa Farmiga, like I don't know how to say her name, I'm really sorry.
How can you be such a bitch?
What's Alaya Shashquat?
Girl, what the fuck?
I don't really know their names, I just know their faces. I'm butchering them and I'm really sorry. And it's funny. It's basically they end up going into like an 80s horror film. They gotta like play out the movie, how it kind of goes, and then make it to the end. Anyway, but I definitely recommend this if you like comedy horrors. It's a very fun watch, especially if you like old school horrors like slasher films. Next one could be controversial, but I'm gonna say Child's Play. I've seen the original, like Chucky films, like Child's Play, whatever. I've only seen one actually. Like, I love horror, obsessed. As you can see, like, I love it. I should rewatch them all again, the originals, but when I first watched, I was like 13, and honestly I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't scary enough or anything. It was just kind of boring, I found. I kind of liked the concept, and like, I think Chucky's kind of a funny little fucker, but yeah, I couldn't really get around it. But I watched the 2019 version, it's Child's Play, mostly because Aubrey Plaza is in it, and so yeah, I literally mainly watched this film for Aubrey Plaza, and I was not disappointed. Honestly, it was really good. I can't remember it too much though. I watched it like when it first sort of came out, but I enjoyed it, and it was a little more like spookier than the original. Alright, another one that was made quite a little while ago. It's also a remake, Evil Dead 2013. I really enjoyed this film. I've watched it quite a few times. Like, the acting's pretty good, especially because Jane Levy, she doesn't really do horror, but she did in this film, and she did it really well. I really liked how gory it was, lots of blood, and I love blood. Yeah, I just really enjoyed this film. Next film, I'm gonna say another remake. I'm not always a fan of remakes, but sometimes I'm gonna like not let it get in the way of some films, you know? Some films that honestly that are done nowadays are really good. So I'm gonna say Cabin Fever. This version of Cabin Fever, I haven't seen the original. I'm sorry guys, please don't come for me like you old school horror fanatics, like please, just, I'm sorry. But yeah, Cabin Fever, I liked it. Yeah, it's pretty like spooky. It explains itself. It's in a cabin. I love cabin settings. The acting pretty good. The storyline was quite interesting. There was a bit of a twist, you know, like all that's in there. One of the deaths in the film though, if you know what I'm talking about, oh, so fucking brutal. In a real situation, that would have been the dumbest fucking thing to do. Anyway, if you know what I'm talking about. Alright, and that brings me to another remake. I think it's the last remake on this list. And anyway, I'm gonna say it, and y'all better not hate me for it, but It. Specifically 2017, the first chapter. As you can see, I love Pennywise. Poster there, like, incredible. Bill Skarsgård, love him and his acting. Honestly, I just really enjoyed the film. Like, I really like Pennywise's character in it. I thought it was, yeah, I thought it was cool. Second chapter, like, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't that great. I wanted more of Pennywise's actual story, which is why like I preferred the first one. But like the second one, like just I want to see more, you know? I need a third chapter of It, and I need it to be literally centered around Pennywise. Like, I need to know more. My next recommendation, The Neon Demon. First of all, just the aesthetics alone in this film is what really I really enjoyed about it. The film's kind of weird itself. There was things that I was like, I need a little bit more of this for it to make sense. Or like, I need a little bit more of this to like make me like it more. I don't know. The aesthetics are great. It brings awareness to like the modeling industry and how toxic it is. It's a good watch, you know? Keanu Reeves is in it as well, which I always forget because he's not in it that much, but he's in it. But yeah, very interesting film. Visually, like, I recommend if you like really like aesthetic horror films, I guess. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna say Train to Busan. It's a Korean film, really well done. So if you like zombie films, like I recommend this. It's all about being on a train and zombies, like pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, really enjoyable, like the acting is really good. Korean cinema, it's good. This next one is a bit more of a slow burn kind of film, but it's that like really psychological, like, I don't know the term. I'm just gonna say what it's called. Gerald's Game. This is like one of those one location films, like literally one location. She's stuck, handcuffed to a bed, basically the whole movie. It's like really like psychological. It's like little psychological triggers for her. Like, I don't know. If you like really like psychological kind of shit, this is a film for you. Moving on. Hush. I forget her name, but the main actress, oh my god, she's like become like the horror queen, especially like psychological horrors. Like, she's incredible. She plays a deaf person, so a lot of the film is, it's kind of like A Quiet Place, so it's where you like literally cannot hear anything, like you're deaf, which I really like because, you know, people are deaf in this world. Like, what do they do in horror situations? So it was really nice to see a film like this. Very spooky because it's about like a home break-in sort of. Oh my god. Next one, another remake, Suspiria, the most recent Suspiria. So fucked up. Like, if you like fucked up films. I just had like 1,000 trick-or-treaters at once. Anyway, so yeah, if you like fucked up movies, this is the movie for you. It's a little lengthy. It follows like in, I don't know if it's like 3 acts or like 6 acts, like acts, A-C-T-S, acts. A certain amount of acts. I feel like I'm not saying it properly. I feel like I'm saying acts, like very eerie. You're on edge the whole film. You're like, what the fuck is going to happen? And then the end of the film is like, and you're a bit like, what the fuck? Dakota Johnson. That's all I'm gonna say. Alright, next one that I'm gonna say. It's actually one of my favorite films. Not just horror film, but films. This film, not only is it great in like aesthetics, it is very well directed, edited, cinematographied. I didn't say that right. The cinematography is good. The acting, pretty good too. Really good film. I haven't even said the name. Green Room. I recommend it. Don't know if you've seen it. You might have. But yeah, it's based in like those sort of punk rock scene. It's very, yeah, 90s punk vibe. They're literally in a green room of like backstage because it's about a band that's like performing, but neo-Nazis, like. So definitely recommend it though. Very good film. Ready or Not. Samara Weaving, one of Australia's very own actresses. This film it's similar with the storyline, sort of like Get Out. It's that similar vibe of Get Out where it's like the family don't like you. Although in Get Out it was because he's black. They don't like black people. It's racist. Ready or Not, not so much racist. They have like a tradition where they play games every time someone in the family gets married. So yeah, Samara Weaving's character, she's getting married to someone that's in this family. She's like, haha, weird, you guys play games? The tradition, I guess. And everything just goes blah. Really interesting, very like you go girl kind of film, you know. Definitely recommend. The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy. I love Anya's work. I love pretty much every film she's in. Yeah, I only recently watched The Witch and it's been out for a few years. This is like based in a different era, time era. Early 1900s or like 1800s, maybe 1600s, who fucking knows? I can't remember. It's based on like witches and like religion and stuff. Kind of a slow burn, but it's very eerie slow burn. The anticipation, it's there. It's like, what the fuck is gonna happen? What do I expect? Little things happen along the way. You're like, oh my god. And then at the end you're just like, huh, okay, and you kind of like, good for her, you know, that sort of thing. I recommend it if you like time era pieces, especially horror, if you like witches. A very spooky film. Okay, now this is my last one. This one, with its genre, it says horror, like horror drama, I think. It could be more of a thriller, like psychological thriller. It says it's horror. I'm gonna put it on my list anyway. Not sure if it's really horror. Definitely has the elements. I said fuck it. I'm gonna add it to my list because I love this film. Could be a little basic or considered overrated maybe. I'm not sure. Haven't heard anyone actually say that. This film is Midsummer with Florence Pugh. I love Florence, man. Incredible actress. It is one of those kind of weird films, you know? You're watching it and you're not sure what to expect, don't know the direction. All you know is that there's a bit of a cult situation going on and then little tiny things along the way start happening. Not a lot of gore. I would have liked more, probably. But yeah, it's one of those films that it's very trauma oriented, I feel like. I thought it was very well done in the sense of it puts a bit of a light on like mental health and how it like affects people and their relationships and things like that. So I liked it for that. I've seen this film quite a few times. The editing, super subtle. Like the characters take mushrooms, so they like go on these like little trips every now and then, and they don't overdo it. Like in some films, it's like when people are on the trips, you see all these like rainbow colors and the cameras are like, oh, you know. But this was so subtle. It was like more about the character just in their own experience, chilling, and then like in the background, like so subtly, you might not even notice. The leaves in the forest and stuff, you can see them like pulsating, like breathing, you know, if that makes sense. The little tiny details, it's like, oh, sheesh, damn, like, it was good. Florence Pugh, like, that girl can act. She can act. Oh my god, it's just emotional. Like, you feel her emotions, like they just really just grab you. It's like, grr. And then at the end, yeah, it's just like, you're like, did I see that coming? I don't know. Do I like it? I don't know. Maybe. I think I liked it. Maybe. Should I have liked it? That's just me anyway. So that is my personal top, like, I don't know, recommendations for like horror films at the moment that are kind of new, that have been made in the last like decade. There's obviously plenty more out there, and there's definitely some that I just haven't seen. I need to watch a lot more. Hopefully if you haven't seen some of these films, you will go watch them because I recommend them. They're all like a good watch. As I said, there's still heaps of films out there I haven't seen yet. If there's films that aren't on this list that you think you would put on a list, put them in the comments below. I would love to hear some recommendations and check them out. Bonus points for the more fucked up, the more gory, the more traumatizing. Like, I love those sort of films. So a little odd probably for you that this is gonna come out probably after Halloween, because you know Halloween right now, by the time I edit this, could be like within 2 days. So early November you'll see this probably. And I'm sorry, horror is definitely not just for Halloween. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up because that is really cool, helps me out a lot. And subscribe if you want to see more videos, if you want to see more recommendations, the movies or even music, I don't know. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you had a good Halloween. Happy Halloween. See you in the next video, I guess. Much love, y'all. Peace out.